Hotepish with your host, Dwan B. Intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
Live on this rainy Southern California morning. It's cool. It's gonna be back up to 80 degrees this weekend. I'm mad it's raining though. I literally just paid. I just got my parents' cars detailed. Because I got them a gift on their birthday, my mom's birthday, my dad's birthday in the same week. So I'm like, man, okay. I don't want y'all going to the car wash. I'm going to pay for a nice detail on top of y'all gifts. Dope ass car wash. Cleaned their cars nice and good. And now LA want to rain. That's some bullshit. Don't you hate when you get your car washed and you pay, it's all done right, wax it up good? They did all that good stuff and now it's raining. Come on, LA, but that's all right. We need this last little bit of rain. We need this last little bit of rain because our once April comes, it ain't gonna rain again till next December. So I get it. What's good, Adrian Taylor? What's up, Star? What's up, Rob? Yeah, they offer rainy day. They do rainy day redos too here, but no, this wasn't no detail you went to. This was a car service day. These people come to your house, and I had it washed over the weekend, so it's been like 5 days. But they park in the garage, so when you park in the garage, a car wash lasts a good 2 weeks here in LA. I'm like, damn it. It's all good. Yeah. Yep, Kenneth. Yep. My mom and you got the same birthday. I saw that on Facebook. Yep, same birthday. What up, City Kane? O City. What's O City? What city is that? What city is that? Let's see. What's up, UAP Radio? And Moses said it never rains in Southern California. It rains every now and again. It rains every now and again here. It rains every now and again. It don't rain enough, but I like the way it rains here in LA, actually, because the rain comes and it rains hard for like a day or two or maybe a week. Then there don't be no rain for a minute. And it basically only rains between like late November and March. And then you'll get some rain. You may get an early June rain. You may get a late May, early June rain. Because it's going to be gloomy through June in LA until you get till about June 20th, 25th. Because it'll still be gloomy on my birthday sometimes, June 17th. It'll be gloomy through June, but then LA heats up in July. And LA that is hottest from July to October. Like October in LA is warmer than May most of the time. Detroit tapping in. What's up? Now, Cali ain't got no drought, nothing going on. As much as it rained last year, shit, that drought is done. Long Beach in the house. Yeah, when last year it rained like crazy. Like California had like one of its worst droughts ever. Then like last year's rain ended all that shit. That's why I'm never worried, man. Look, bigger story. Bigger story when it comes to this. Even though, remember this, even though we talk news, even though we talk what's going on in America, even though we talk about the ills of America on this show, we always got to remember that you are still in control of your own destiny. White supremacy cannot stop you from doing you. All it can do is put hurdles here and there. It can put obstacles in your way, but you just hurdle over them motherfuckers. That's why black folks is good at track and field and basketball. Just if they put a hurdle in front of you, juke it. You know, hit it with a Barry Sanders. Go right around that motherfucker. We don't talk about the issues and what's wrong with America and white supremacy and they doing this. We don't talk that just to get sad and down and depressed and depraved. No. We talk about it because when we talk about it, thinking people can then find ways to work around it and win regardless of the obstacles. It ain't never been an impossible obstacle put in front of us. Remember that. Remember that. Even during slavery, you had cats raising up off them plantations every day, getting themselves to freedom, inventing dope shit, creating dope communities, dope neighborhoods. Even during the worst time in our history on this planet, that 200 some odd years we was in slavery, it was niggas doing great shit. Remember that. You had brothers on the plantation, but you also had brothers on horseback riding past the plantation with two hammers on their hips, saying, I wish you would. You know, both realities existed at the same time. I know. My family was in Northampton, Virginia, 1750, 1780, all the way through 1830. And remind you, Virginia, if you really want to understand the United States of America, you have to understand the racialized laws that started in Virginia. A lot of these national racist laws that we still have through this day, a lot of these hoes started in Virginia during the 1600s. And then other states would adapt these laws. And then when the Constitution was written, a lot of that racist policy got adapted to within the Constitution. But most of this shit started in Virginia. When we talk about anti-miscegenation laws, that started in Virginia. What's anti-miscegenation? I didn't even mean on going down this tangent, but it's coming to me off the top of my head, so I got to talk to you niggas about it. It's going to lay a foundation. And then one more thing. If you have an issue with me saying nigga, let me tell you right now, I'm going to keep saying it, all right? So you can Please not ask me to stop. I won't. I love the word. It got a good rhythm to it. You know, as black people, we rhythmic people. The word nigga just got a rhythm to it. It keeps the message flowing. You feel me? Well, we all know what we mean when we talk about the context of that word too. But back to Virginia. Anti-miscegenation laws were the laws that said a black person can't marry a white person. Why did those laws come into play? Well, let's talk about it. In the 1660s, it was way too many white men here and not enough white women from Europe. Because remember, they basically used this shit as a slave colony for Europe. Europeans that were in jail were the first ones to come to America, locked up because they were degenerates in Europe. So Europe said, fuck y'all, we about to send y'all over there to that new land. Y'all been fucking shit up over here in Virginia in England for too goddamn long. We about to send you to the colonies. So the colonies were full of white men and not enough white women. So in the 1660s, they started importing women from Europe by the shipload. And this is funny too, because that's also when they started importing those women. I found out when I was doing my ancestry trace back in my history, I found out my 14 times great grandmother was one of these white women from Europe. I didn't know this until after I had already knew the history and I got this from a book that I read by Dr. Battalora is her name. Her name is Battalora. I forgot. I'll get the matter of fact, I'm gonna Google the book cover right now so y'all can see the book. Dr. Race. Let me see if I can find this book, because I want y'all to know this book name. Here it is. I found an image for it. Because the book is called Birth of a White Nation by Jacqueline Battalora. This book is where I found out a lot of this information from. Here it is. It's on screen. Y'all see it. This book right here, Birth of a White Nation. It's not that long of a read, but it's a very good book to read. But it talks about how it was way too many white women white men here in America. So they started importing white women by the boatload. The thing about my 14 times great grandmother, when she got imported, she married a nigga. She was the problem. She didn't get with one of the white dudes. She got with a native dark-skinned man. So in the 1660s, they started adopting 1670s, they started adopting laws saying, okay, look, if you don't marry a white man, your children, you'll be enslaved. If you marry a black person, you'll be enslaved with that black person. The white women was coming over here and like, okay, fuck it, enslave me, motherfucker. I still want this black dick. That's these white ladies were saying. They was taking the slavery to marry the black dudes. So in the 1690s in Virginia, they said, okay, all right, now we got you. Okay, now if you marry a black person, not only will you be enslaved, your children are going to be enslaved. And that's when, right there, when that happened, that's when in Virginia, a lot of that phenomenon of white women, like when they would get caught having sex with a black man, that's when they would start claiming rape and shit like that, because women that were caught having sex with black men in the 1690s, 1700s, white women, they would be considered a witch and burned that. Remember those Salem witch hunts and all that shit? Well, they would group the white women that was fucking black men in that and burn them. They would literally burn white women alive for fucking a black dude. That's where the whole he raped me thing came from. Because they was coming up here choosing on niggas and the white people was mad. That shit started in Virginia. So that's where the whole laws came in that white women can't marry black men. It's not because they felt we weren't good enough. No, they created them laws because them white women wasn't fucking with them white men. And they was fucking with the niggas. And the white dudes was angry and mad. So they created laws to stop that shit. So yeah, we got to know that when it comes down to it, Virginia, a lot of these racist laws that we have here Started there. And I said that to say my family, black, they were free in Northampton, Virginia, and through the 1830s. Now the block started to get real hot in 1830, so they moved to Indiana. But yeah, my family was free in areas where plantations were bountiful. And I had great granduncles and grandparents that would be part of those raids. Another thing they don't tell you, those free black people in Virginia, those free black people in North Carolina, these people were raiding these goddamn plantations too. All right? They didn't all just sit there and let it happen. A lot of these motherfuckers will see that shit going on, and a family member will get caught up, and they raid them hoe ass plantations and free their family and free other black people. That happened too. During the middle of slavery, my family bought over 900 acres in Indiana. So I'm telling you right now, no matter how deprived things look, no matter how bad things look, no matter how grim things look, remember, man, you still create your own reality. And you got control over this. We're not in that period anymore where they have slavery going on. Whoa, I take that back. They do. It's called prison. Prison. Prison is slavery. And I ain't talking about them sorry motherfuckers that deserve to be in prison. I'm talking about the non-violent people who did something more. Maybe they probably should have got a year or two. But no, they in jail 8, 9, 10, 12 years for some damn drugs. That's the slavery part. If you kill somebody or rape somebody, you should die in jail. You know, but if you sold a little bit of drugs, you hold on, you in jail, but these people handing out that pass laws to give these vaccines to children without their parents' consent, they free? Now that's what I'm talking about. That's slavery. But with all these things going on, you have that existing at the same time you have, black folks making millions of dollars online through their talent, through Bitcoin. All these realities are true at the same time. So remember to create your own experience. Listen to information, listen to the news, you know what I mean? But listen to it with your third eye and be open to the wisdom that gets input in you through the higher self, or if you're Christian, Jesus, if you're Buddhist, if you're Islam, whatever your faith is, whatever you believe, make sure you use that shit as motivation to win. Because no matter what the fuck is going on in this world, you still can win. And I want to start my news off by saying that. All right? All right? So, we about to get into breaking down Ice Cube's contract of Black America. And I've done a full breakdown on the contract, so I'm not going to go through the whole contract again. If you look back to last June, May, or sometime like around that, I did an initial broadcast on this contract of Black America when he first dropped it, months before all these niggas came out against it and talking all that shit. I was way ahead of the curve. I was breaking this shit down when I had 200 subscribers and 15 listeners. I broke down the original contract of Black America before the shit got popular in September. So remember here at Hotepish, Intelligent Ish Talk, Intelligent Shit Talk, we bring the information that's important to Black Americans. If you're not Black American, you can listen, but understand this is a place that prioritizes the needs and desires and the information that Black Americans need, because we can't get it on CNN. We're not going to get it through 99% of blue check Twitter. Blue check Twitter is more concerned about Asian crime and going to luncheons with politicians. That's what they give a fuck about. Here, we talk to the everyday person. You dig what I'm saying? So, Ice Cube's contract with Black America. First off, what we see here in the contract. Hold on, let me switch screens. What we see here in the contract is Ice Cube. His updates basically are adding specifically women into it, because I don't know if you guys saw that Fox Soul interview that Ice Cube was on with Claudia Jordan and all them, where they basically did a whole bunch of bedwenchery, breaking down his plan, talking about, well, what about the women? What about the women? Hold on. Aren't you black? If you're a black woman, doesn't that mean you benefit from anything black people get? Like, look at this. No, I was about to play some of this. I don't want to play it because I don't want them taking my shit down. So I'm not gonna play it for you. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to play it for you because I have to show you that screen. But if I show you that screen, they'll take the shit down. So I'm not gonna play it for you, but I encourage y'all to go back and watch that interview if you can stomach it. They basically talk shit about Cube, saying that why aren't you including black women? Coming up with all these different red herrings. So in the plan, we see one of the main updates is he added specifically things for black women in here, which he also explains, hey, look, this is for everybody still, but I'm going to basically specify black women for all these people. Here it is right here. Additional concerns regarding black women. This section has been added to address specific feedback. He's basically talking about that sorry ass interview that women did with him. It was done in collaboration with Kamala Moore and Maureen Simmons, as well as input given on the CWBA website, Contract with Black America. Kamala Moore is a lawyer and an activist. So basically, what he did was, in order to the parts that he put in for black women, he got a black woman to write it. So that's to shut up and neutralize anybody that has an issue trying to play that gender divide shit. And we're going to get into that gender divide shit, but I want to point this part out. He says, unlike the way Cube worded this, all remedies listed throughout the CWBA Contract of Black America obviously apply to black Americans, regardless of gender. We recognize that there may be specific issues regarding women that are enumerated to ensure they are considered. So basically what it's telling you is, okay, we're going to do some stuff that we know disproportionately benefits black women, but I love the way he clarified it. Like, look, if you black, this shit's regardless of gender. I'm basically putting this in there to shut these bed wenches up. Dope move. Dope strategy, Ice Cube. Because let's go back to when this plan was first introduced. Not first introduced, because when it was first introduced, wasn't nobody saying nothing, because since wasn't no white people validating or talking about Ice Cube, none of these dumbass niggas had anything to say. Do you find it funny that this thing was like released last May, but they didn't have any issues until the news released that he talked to Trump about the plan? But the funny thing about that is, when the news was released, Ice Cube talked to Trump, that was like 3 weeks after he talked to the people from Trump's cabinet. So these dumb niggas weren't even mad because I remember the news dropping that Trump was to meet with Jared Kushner, and some of Trump's people, and no one said anything. Not until the Democrats picked it up and demonized Ice Cube. So these people that have issues with Ice Cube, think about these people for a little bit. Here's the reason why I don't spend too much time and energy getting mad at them. Because why waste energy on somebody that goddamn dumb? Why waste energy on somebody who can't proactively think what to be mad at? Like, these are people who can't look at something and then get mad at it on their own recognizance, out of their own mind. These are people who will look at something, that thing they look at went right over their head, they go about their day, they go about their life. But then the minute left-leaning social media influencers and celebrities and news outlets say it's a problem, now all of a sudden these motherfuckers are the first ones falling on the sword. Can you take somebody that dumb serious enough to even waste time to go back and forth with? See, I don't go back and forth with these people unless I'm put on a platform, because sometimes I get invited on different podcasts or different shows. Sometimes I get invited on shit like that to speak on these, so you'll see me argue on that, or if it's a show that I'm doing. But outside of the show, I ain't talking to these idiots. Y'all saw without, look, people who've been watching me for a long time, go back to the interview I did on Fox Soul. Both of them. That shit was Coon Central. We was talking about racism, and I was the only full-blooded foundational Black American on the stage. We was talking about racism against Black people. Is racism real? They had a Black chick that was raised by a Chinese mother, so that means she had a Chinese way of thinking. Yet another Black woman who was raised by a white father, who she was dope. She was dope. But still, she was a Black woman raised by a white father. You had a guest host who was a Black woman from England. And the other brother was Black, foundational Black American, but he was the host, so he had to play devil's advocate the whole show. They don't give a fuck about us over at Fox Soul. Matter of fact, that shit's patronizing anyway. Fox Soul. Fuck out of here with this. Yeah, Mickey, sometimes you gotta realize your own family's retarded. And you love your family. But when your family's doing some retarded shit, it just is what it is. You know? Yeah, you got D.L. Hewley calling Ice Cube out. He just as bad as these feminists, D.L. Hewley. I used to like D.L. Hewley too back in the old days of Comic View. But let's get up in here. Let's talk about this a little bit. The Contract of Black America is addressing racial inequality. I am on contractwithblackamerica.us. I'm not going to read the whole contract because it's very long. And at the same time, I always encourage people to look further themselves. I'm just going to point you in the right direction and give you my perspective. You read the stuff yourself and draw your own conclusions if you want to go deeper. Or just move on. But remember, I'm just giving you my perspective. I'm not the end-all be-all of thought. If you read it and sincerely come back with a different point of view, then that's cool too. You know what I mean? I'm not here to fight with people. But I just know with Black people, when we point Black people in the right directions, most Black people generally draw smart conclusions when they read the shit for themselves. And on top of that, when you read this, like anytime, for me, the way this is how I learn, and this is how I personally lend credibility to things. I take the information that I'm getting and I put it up against independent things that I know that I put it in the box that it belongs in. That's independent of what I'm reading. Let me explain. Because I said that what I said sounded kind of muddled. So let me explain what I was just saying. This is a political piece that Ice Cube put together. Well, when I go back to the civics classes that I took, when I go back to the political science classes that I took, one thing that I learned in those classes is when it comes to politics, politicians don't do anything. Kind of lazy. They don't create laws. They don't make laws. What politicians do is wait for citizens or organizations and companies, unfortunately, to put together proposals to go into laws that the politicians then going to take, have their secretary draft up into a formal document, be submitted, and then voted on in whatever level of office that they're on, whether that be city council, the mayor's level, the state level, or the federal level. Basically, for anybody in America, this is in any political science class, any civics class, they're going to tell you if you want a law changed or if you want a law put in to favor you, you get together, you create the law, you create the proposal, you draft it up, and then you push it first locally. You push it in your city, and then once it passes and performs in your city, then you push it to the state level. Then once it does well at the state level, you then push it nationally. That's how most national laws that we deal with, that we see nationally, most of it started in some city and then some state, then came to you later. Example, 3 strikes. We talk about Joe Biden's Biden bill, and rightfully so, in 1994, that brought in 3 strikes. But what was the precursor to that? California. I remember I was a child. I was like 10 or 11. And I remember we had Governor Pete Wilson, and it was a whole bunch of crime in L.A., in the United States, specifically L.A., so they said, okay, we're going to come up with a law where on your 3rd felony, you get 25 to life, no matter what that felony is. And the law started here in California. So when Joe Biden came in with his national law, it got adopted and spread nationally. Same thing with gang injunction laws. Injunction laws were like gang injunctions that everyone sees now, gang enhancements. That started literally in Los Angeles, California, back in the 80s. Where if 3 or 4 black people are seen together, basically the police can pull up on you and arrest all of y'all for being in a gang. That started on the city council level here. It got adopted by the state, and then it got pushed nationally. And that also was in the Biden law. Well, the same way deviant laws like that work are the same way positive laws that work for you. Because the United States is evil. Yes, it is. I'm not taking that away. But most of these evil laws that we deal with as black people did not start at the federal level. They all started locally. And they were proposed by local lawyers, local think tanks. The white folks is good at them goddamn think tanks. local groups that said, okay, I'm tired of these niggers. Here, city councilman. Here, mayor. Here, state senator. This is what we can do about it. And here's some money to back it up. Well, like I said in my initial talk about Ice Cube's contract for Black America, if you go back and listen to that video, I talked about how we need, as Black people, to read through this contract, take things out of this contract that apply to us locally, and put it on your local representatives. I even so far went out to show you guys how I personally took parts of the contract and I emailed Maxine Waters, because Maxine Waters is my local congresswoman. She never emailed me back. This was when the coronavirus had first hit, so I couldn't go down to her office at the time because all that shit was closed. But I told Maxine Waters, if you want my vote, you have to apply, you have to adapt some things in his contract. And for me specifically, I was talking about the part where police officers have to live in the areas that they patrol, because that's in this contract. This contract has a lot of dope things in it. And we're going to break through some of those dope things in a second. It talks about in this contract reparations from Hollywood, since Hollywood's been fucking up our image while at the same time not funding Black projects. He talks about that. He talks about reparations from these stadiums that they be building and displacing Black people about their neighborhoods. All things that we can take and apply locally and then get pushed nationally. This is how politics works. How politics works is you take a plan, and if you don't have a plan, if someone's plan has a plan that you don't like, you don't sit around like a $5 hole and complain about their plan. You push your own. But most of these dumb niggas that got mad at Cube for pushing his plan didn't have nothing of their own. But they went down to down him for playing politics the way politics is supposed to be fucking played. Look, nigga, that's literally how you do it. You want some fucking changes? Look, this is what Cube did. Cube did the best. He did it the best way you can do it. This is the whole plan. This is how you do it. You go to the scholars. And that's what he did. He went to Claude Anderson. He went to people who've been working on this shit already, academics. And then people be like, I heard people saying, well, why Ice Cube got to put his name on it? He put his name on it, you dumb niggas, for the same reason why y'all been saying what needs to be happening. These are the same niggas that been like, man, our rappers don't be saying nothing, man. Don't nobody represent us, man. All they do is talk about women and shooting each other. What if our rappers did something positive? Ice Cube know most of these niggas don't listen to Claude Anderson and people who've been pushing for this. So he did the perfect fusion, the perfect mix. I'm going to take your work that you've been doing, put a big celebrity name on it so it gets attention, and then hand it to the people running for office. That is the formula if you're going to play politics. And if you're one of those people who say, man, we don't need to rely on no government. I could do it myself. Well, if that's the way you feel, then shut the fuck up. This conversation ain't for you. Go do what you do. Why are you listening to me if you're that person? Go. We don't need to hear you. Go. Leave. I don't talk to people who need to be convinced. I ain't the convincing kind of nigga. I talk to people who have ears to hear And if you ain't got ears to hear, then that's fine with me. I don't take any offense. Just get the fuck away from me. That's all I got to say. And go find someone that speaks to your vibration. Because the way I look at it is, if you're going to vote, do it the right way. If you're going to be in politics, do it the right way. Whatever it is that you do in life, learn the fundamentals of it, learn the inner workings of it, learn how it functions, and do it the right way. If you have a job, learn how the job functions. And if you're going to stay on that job, do it the right way. Have integrity. If you don't like that job, take what you learned and create your own shit or go to a different job. But whatever you do, have integrity with what you do and how you do it. So if you're going to vote, understand how voting works. Understand political science. Understand basic civics. If you're going to vote, do it right. That's all I'm saying. And that's what we're here talking about. You're right, that Rolly Martin interview with Ice Cube explained it all. Bug Shelton said Cube was questioning their massa. Yeah. Yeah. So Ice Cube is doing what he's actually doing this the way we want it to be done. For anyone out there questioning Ice Cube's methods, this literally is how laws get passed. Literally. People put together proposals and hand them to people in office. And then the voter's job is, okay, voter, okay, politician, I back what Ice Cube gave you. Now, whatever politician takes up things in this policy and promises to push this once they get in office gets my vote. Cool thing is your Congress people only got 2 years. Senators got 6. But congressmen only got 2. So they got 2 years to push your shit before you put them on the bench and bring in the 6th man. Oh, new person, you didn't do it either? Okay, you out of here next. It is one thing Congress people want. That's job security. And then you check your state senators and your state Congress people. Because the minute they see black people getting on cold like this and not giving our vote until we promise something, the first thing that they'll do at the state level is gerrymander the district to redraw the district lines to divide up the black vote. That what used to be one big large area of black people, you look up when it's time to redistrict and redraw the map, they'll divide that up into 3 or 4 different areas of black people. That way the vote gets dispersed. That's when you stay on your state Congress people and your state senators. Like, look, if this shit gets gerrymandered, nigga, you out of office now. On the state level. That's how you goddamn play politics if you're going to vote. Or don't vote. Look, I have no issues with people who don't vote. None. No, if you don't vote, that's cool with me. I'm not one of these niggas. I'm not a vote tip. I'm not here to tell you to vote. I'm just saying if you are going to vote, vote your self-interest and learn it and do it the right way. That's all I'm saying. You're right. We are not going to forget. You're right, Gray. We're not going to forget all these black people that were hating on Ice Cube. D.L. Hewley. When did that nigga get castrated? Roland Martin, all you sucker ass niggas. So let's go into some of the modifications that Q made on this contract. He goes in and talking about the sports industry economic development plan. And in this here, he's talking about how all the money that these colleges and Olympics and All-Star games and all this shit make off black people, these programs need to donate a certain amount of money back to the neighborhoods that these people come from and back to those people. As a black person, why would you have an issue with that? Look at this. When he's talking about the sports, provide transparent, inclusive, and achievable partnership guidelines for black local vendor suppliers. Inclusion of black-owned business and local sponsorship opportunities. Utilization of black-owned marketing, branding, and advertising agencies. You see how Cube keep putting black in there? He ain't got black and brown. He ain't got people of color. He ain't got minorities. He has black. What does black mean? Black is, if you're black and you're LGBTQ, you're still black. If you're black and you're a woman, guess what? You're still black. No matter how much your bedwench ass try to be something else, you're still black. So it includes you, even though you don't like black people. It includes you black coons. All you niggas that think that look up to Herschel Walker ass niggas. All you niggas that sound like Stephen A. Smith when he wants some more butter biscuits from his master. This includes you sorry ass niggas too. No matter how hard you fight it, Ice Cube is still looking out for you. Weak ass nigga. Accessible game ticketing and auxiliary fan engagement events set aside for black Americans from home cities. I know that's a big one. Because I remember when I used to when I used to be around the NBA a lot, man. I used to go to some of these, y'all know, for people who watch the NBA, y'all know them, and I talked about this with Larry on my show that time about a month ago when he was on. We were talking about those NBA Cares commercials. I've gone on a few of those NBA Cares commercial shoots. They ain't really fucking with black kids like that. I was in Cleveland. You know, Cleveland is black than a motherfucker. They didn't go to see no black kids in the hospital. They went right to the white kids. Same white kid gonna grow up and call you a nigga. I'm like, Cleveland, y'all got a whole city of black kids over here. Y'all, what? When I went to the NBA Cares commercial day with the Clippers, they didn't go to the black people on the school on the west side, Overwright Middle School, Westchester High School, Crenshaw. They didn't go over there. They went straight to East LA where they knew they wouldn't see no niggas. Stadium construction development renovations. Inclusion of black-owned law bond underwriter and lobbying firms. Investment banking advisor to include black-owned firms. Design architectural planning to include black-owned firms. That's what I mean by fucking reparations. Reparations ain't only a check from the government. It definitely includes a check from the government. And fuck any of you niggas saying we don't need a check. Don't tell me about how you and your mama mismanage money. You give me that goddamn check, you about to see some amazing goddamn things happen. I created 3 businesses off driving Uber for extra money. I had to drive Uber for 4 years on the weekends to put enough money to the side to really get my shit cracking the way I wanted it to. So if I could do that shit off driving Uber for extra money, imagine what the fuck I can do when I get my big ass reparation checks. And that's what they scared of. We get the reparation checks, it's gonna be a problem. But on top of reparation checks, multiple, we need to be back included in the game, because where black people get fucked up is we don't get the contracts. My great granduncle, Uncle Son was his name, Leroy Poteet, born in 1915 in Louisiana, came out to LA in the 1940s. Uncle Son, he worked under, what's my man's name? Y'all know his name. I just talked about him on my show last week. The black man. I'm drawing a blank. Paul Williams. Paul Revere Williams. My great-granduncle worked under Paul Revere Williams before he opened up his own contracting company. And if you look at the Macy's and Broadway at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall, that was built in the 60s. My Uncle Son, he had his own form of plaster that was used on those walls that the white executive, one of the white subcontractors under Paul Williams, took his formula and patented it in the 1960s. But the stucco, not stucco, the interior walls when you go to the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza was now it was a Walmart. They shut that shit down too. But the Macy's is still there. When you look at the walls on the inside, my great granduncle Leroy Poteet, Uncle Son, create the plaster. That's what it's called, plaster. That was his plaster that he created. And he worked under Paul Revere Williams. He got that job because you had a black contractor that got the fucking contracts. And black people got these. His company, Uncle Son's company, thrived in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s when it was still, through black people hiring him. But his company never got to go to the next level because he didn't get the contracts. What if Uncle Son got a contract to renovate the Forum when they upgraded the Forum back in 91? What if he got the contract? Any of those LA skyline blew up in the 80s due to the Japanese money. What if my Uncle Son got one of the contracts to build them high rises? What kind of money would they have left for the family generationally? We got to remember, black people, the economic warfare that's being created against us by our own country is literally a crime against humanity. It's inhumane to import somebody in from France, from China, to design something when you got black architects here, but they don't get it because of the color of their skin. And then you import a whole new labor class from Mexico, not because they work harder, not because they're better, but because they'll do it at half the price. That's why I don't do this reparations for all these minorities and people of color. These other groups got their reparations when they came to the United States. Let me say that shit one more goddamn time. These motherfuckers, and no disrespect, but they got their reparations when they came to the United States. Why did you say that, Dwan? Because they didn't have to stay home and build it. You got to make it up. When you get to come from somewhere like Kamala Harris's home country, they got shit in the streets, and then you get to jump from that to an organized society that has money for you when you get there. It has job opportunities for you when you get there. All you got to do is create it, and then that same government is not going to get in your way. Whatever you build, you get to keep. That's a reparation. Because you didn't have to build it. You came on top of a group of people who already built it. The reason why black people need reparations is because every time we build it here, they take it. And then we don't go to another country to rebuild it. We stay here and we rebuild it. And then they take it again. And then we rebuild the shit again. Now, because of Gen X, millennials, we saying, okay, we gonna rebuild, but on top of rebuilding, government, nigga, you gotta put something on this now since you keep taking this shit. And that's where we are, which is a beautiful thing. I got over 243 people in here, but only 140 likes. Like the video, please, people. Hit the notification bell to let you know that I'm here and share the video. Share this to all of the people that you've heard talking about, well, who is Ice Cube? Ice Cube doesn't speak for black people. Ice Cube is a Trump supporter. Why would Ice Cube do it right before the election? What's wrong with Ice Cube? Put this shit in a, matter of fact, don't share it on their wall, share it on their inbox and their wall. Because them motherfuckers been mighty quiet since Joe's got in office and giving all these benefits to other groups. Create a database of black-owned businesses that would be eligible for the above initiatives. Those initiatives being a study of black businesses, vendors, suppliers, agencies, professional organizations, etc., will be immediately implemented into order. Basically, black businesses and vendors and suppliers, because whenever you have a new sports team, it's not just the player. They're making money off of those fucking foam thumbs, the beer, who's distributing the beer to the stadium. What meat company has the contracts to deliver the hot dogs and whatever to the stadium and fries? Food service. What food service delivery companies are? What businesses are allowed to open up shop within the stadium? Because you know stadiums have McDonald's in them. Who owns that McDonald's? Are they black or are they white? Do we ever even ask these questions? Who stitched the championship banner for your team? Was it a black-owned company that stitched that banner? Who got the contract for the sound system? Who's running the sound system? What company did you contract to pick the court up, and so the hockey game can be played with the ice underneath? Who services the Zamboni on the ice machine for the ice machine for the local hockey team? What company services that Zamboni? See, these are all areas that other groups get to make money in off of an industry that we bring to them. Because if black people weren't in football and basketball, it'd get the same goddamn attention as rhythmic gymnastics. People only watch what we do. But you don't have black people. This is what I love about Ice Cube's plan. Look how comprehensive it is. It's not just saying, we need black coaches. Man, we need a black owner. Where are the black GMs? See, look, let's think about this, people. If you get a black coach, that's one person that gets hired, who can then hire maybe 3 or 4 black assistants. If you get a black general manager, that's one person hired that can then hire a handful of black people to work within their organization. But if you get black people who have the contract, okay, you got a 10-year contract with Staples Center to handle all wiring. You're the electrician for Staples Center, and you have a 10-year contract. If you got a 10-year contract for the local Atlanta Falcons, the new Atlanta Falcons football stadium, guess how many black electricians that black person can hire? Now that black electrician has a 10-year contract, now he can open up and start a mentoring program for future electricians. It gives that black business owner so many things that he can do to hire more professionally skilled black people. That's the level that Ice Cube is thinking on. Don't just give me the positions that we see. Give me the position. Also, we deserve positions that support the underlying things that everyone else sees. Because if you want to be a millionaire, you have a much better chance of being a millionaire owning a contracting company than you do making the NBA. Because the NBA money is fleeting. And remember, it's only 10, 15 niggas in the league. It's usually what? Less than 30 players in the league that get these multi-million dollar deals that can set them up for the rest of their life. The rest of these niggas got enough money to last them to about 2 years after they retire. So you really ain't getting real money as an NBA player. Look at this, emerging markets, esports. He's looking out for black-owned and operated game operators and investors to participate in developing the games. Again, that's money to creative black children. The little nerdy kid that don't want to play basketball, but he plays NBA 2K or he plays fucking Halo 2 or whatever game he plays. He gets that contract. He gets to hire more black people. They talking about legalizing gambling. Okay, if y'all legalize gambling, where are the black people that's going to be put into this? This is a very comprehensive document, people. Look at this. Free child care for black women who are working, seeking employment, or attending schools or other training. Basically, you ain't gonna get no child care if you a bum hood rat. But if you working or at least trying to do better, free child health care. How can you be against that? Free medical, dental, and pharmaceutical services. We've been experimented on. The modern abortion, the whole birth control industry was built off the pain of black women having to have those tools used on their body that weren't even refined yet. The refined tools came off of a lot of mistakes been on black women. So hell yeah, black women and black people deserve free medical care, free mental health counseling, free travel for women to attend job interviews and training. Formal apologies, I don't really care about that, but for those who do, cool. I don't give a fuck about no apology from these thugs. The apology is the money that when they hand us some money, that's the apology in my opinion. But there are people out there who do want an apology. I'm not going to begrudge you that if that's what you feel you need. So he goes in and talk about different pending legislation that's out there right now and making sure that affects and helps black people and black women. But like I said when I did my show the first time, take this information and you email it and you go to your local congressperson, and if every black person that put a fucking I voted sticker on thinking that they goddamn did something presses their local representatives on this, you don't think we can get these things in our favor in the next 10 years? Because remember, black folks, we did not get in this situation overnight. We're not going to get out of it overnight. A lot of black people are under the illusion that it's going to be they're like, we're not going to get nothing because they think it's going to happen with a magic wand overnight. No, that's not how it works. what you do with information like this, what you do with this is you push it. Every 2 years, your local representatives got to be reelected. And you beat the drum. You beat the drum. We already vote. Cool. We generally, as a people, vote in a massive block. 9 or 10 vote for one. 9 out of 10 black people vote for one party. Cool. Black people, we have a lot of things that we already do right. It's just done wrong. Let me say that one more time. We have a lot of things that we do right. We just do them wrong. Voting in the block, that's a good thing. The bad part is we just vote without them promising us everything. That's bad. Voting in a block, good. Voting without guaranteed promises before handing your vote, bad. Black people, we are very loyal. Being loyal, good. But we're generally loyal to people who don't give a fuck about us. Bad. We're loyal. Being loyal is a great thing. But we're loyal to the wrong people. If we take the same loyalty that we already have and turn it inside on ourselves and love ourselves to only support people who display with their actions, not their words, with their actions, the same kind of love that we give out, that loyalty we have will be a great thing. Because people then know that, okay, if you treat these black people right, you're going to get more loyalty from these motherfuckers than they get from their own goddamn families. But if we continue to give this loyalty out without expecting and demanding anything in return, that's a bad thing. Again, loyalty good. Loyalty to the wrong people, bad. Black people are the heartbeat of American politics. We're the heartbeat of American morality within politics. That's a good thing. Anything moral that's come from this country has come out of things that we demanded. The bad side is we allow everyone in to benefit off of what we fought for, and we don't fight to keep those benefits for ourselves. That's bad. Do y'all get where I'm saying? Do y'all kind of feel where I'm going with this? We do a lot of dope things. We just do them wrong. Appreciate the Cash App. Some chick named Star. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. We do a lot of dope things, black people. We just do them wrong. You feel me? He's talking about in this thing an entertainment reform. The reason why he has black people being a minimum of 13.4% of cast and crew is because black people are 13.4% of the population. So in the entertainment industry, we should be 13.4% of all jobs. Licensing of public airways, remind you, look at here. Q reminds you in this document right here. And for those listening on Spotify later, I'm on contract with blackamerica.us. Or just Google Ice Cube's contract with Black America. It'll come up. Or go to Ice Cube's Twitter. He has the contract pinned, the website for the contract pinned on his Twitter. So these are all the ways you can find it. And for all them dumb niggas that was going around talking about something, well, Ice Cube just did it right before the election. Where was he at before? I was like, nigga, he pulled this shit out 6 months before the election. Where were you? It is officially 11/11 on the West Coast. Those into numerology know what that means. 11/11. The God Gate. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Yeah, I'm into all kind of shit. He's saying that Fox, CBS, NBC, ABC must require black produced content. Produced, not black acted. Black produced content. Because at the end of the day, these are public airwaves. We paying taxes for this shit. We pay the taxes for these motherfuckers to broadcast across the airwaves. And you got these dumb niggas saying, well, I don't need anything for my vote. Okay. If you don't need anything for your vote, well then, homie, I just found this piece of land in the Pacific Ocean. It's about 6 or 7 miles off the coast of LA, right before you get to Catalina Island. It's a piece of land with a golf course in the ocean. And I got a hovercraft that can get you there. That it flies, it's a submarine, it goes on water. I can't show it to you. But if you give me your money first, then I'll take you on the hovercraft personally to the island that you just bought. I'm just saying, if you don't want nothing for your money, give it to me. I got a whole island for you I'm selling. With a hovercraft that goes underwater, and the hovercraft goes to Mars too. You dig? Since you don't want nothing for your money, spend it with me. Nigga, I'm gonna show you the world. Matter of fact, this hovercraft that I'm gonna give you, once you give me your money first, this motherfucker can get you to Jupiter, nigga. And I got some weed that'll get you so high. You can get so high, nigga. You gonna jump up in the air, stay there, give Moses a high five in heaven, and float on back down. And laugh like a motherfucking clown. I can't show it to you yet. Can't do that. But if you give me your money, the world will be open to you. You know what I mean? Since you want to vote and not get anything back for it, since you want to pay taxes and not give a shit and not have any say in where that tax money goes, hand that money to me. What's up, Joe Feezy? Joe Fox in the building. So yeah. He talks about judicial reform. Free nonviolent offenders incarcerated for 10 years or longer who've had less than 5 verified write-ups in prison. Free all prisoners of marijuana possession. Eliminate laws establishing mandatory minimums. Mind you, these mandatory minimums started here in LA. So those of us here in LA, those of us here in California, the few black people here left, it'd be good for us to say, okay, Maxine Waters, you Elmo looking heifer, if you want this next vote, what you gonna do about that? Talking about abolishing that part in the 13th Amendment that provide that keeps slavery legal. Who has an issue with this? Massive bank lending and finance reform. These motherfuckers found a way to target black people in black neighborhoods with these. I told y'all before about these option arm loans. 1-2% introductory rate. Balloon to 9-10% after 2 years. Get out this house, nigga. We about to gentrify your community. They can target us for that. That means they should be able to target us to put us back in those homes they took from us. Any black person against lending reform. Lending reform? Knowing how these banks have been fucking us over, any black person against that? Don't fuck with black people. He's calling for a neo-reconstruction. Why would you use those words, neo-reconstruction? Because if you go back to the period between 1866 and 1877, the Reconstruction period, when black people had federal troops protecting us and we were allowed to just do us, we literally rebuilt the nation. We made ourselves literate. And we had a shitload of dope ass inventions. Hundreds of black people in state house and national house, national representation, black owned train lines, black owned banks. Yeah, in the 1870s, prior to slavery, black owned banks, yep. The minute black people were just left alone, because we had the Freedmen's Bank, but they took that money. They took our shit, and we still thrived by being just left alone. Oh, I didn't even see this part here. Reform gerrymandering. I talked about gerrymandering earlier. Districts cannot be designed to minimize the impact of black voting. Yeah. That's all gerrymandering has ever been. From its inception, gerrymandering, for people who don't know what gerrymandering is, that's when in the states they get together and they draw the district lines on. They draw the district lines on where different local Congress people are going to be representing. And what they'll do is, if it's a mass of black people concentrated in one area, they'll draw lines to split that vote up into different districts and group those black people into districts with large white and non-black populations. So reforming gerrymandering, especially in black heavy states like Georgia, Louisiana, Texas, Tennessee, Mississippi, they minimize the impact of black people in those areas because they draw the districts real funny. Eliminate that, you will then see black people have more power on the local and state level. Again, for you VOTEP motherfuckers, what problems do y'all have with this? You're right. White people have never built a highway through a thriving Asian or Latino neighborhood. They've never had to deal with that. Never. These mofos came after the highways were built. Old head Deuce, I got the Hotepish t-shirts in all sizes, not just 2X and up. I got, for the Hotepish t-shirts, I got medium, small, large, extra medium for you halfway in shape, halfway out of shape niggas. I got all them sizes. Look again, brother. Or after the show, I'll check again. But no, I'm on the website. No, I got them all. I only got up to 2X in women's sizes. The men's sizes got all the goddamn sizes. Let me go to it. We'll go to the website. Let me see here. Go to the website, hotepish.com, for your t-shirts and all that. See, look, yeah, I got all the sizes. Shit. I even got extra small up there. You know, I ain't never... I couldn't fit an extra small when I was 3. Yeah, I got all the sizes, brother. Medium, large, XL, 3XL. Now in certain color variants, you can only get certain sizes, but yeah, I got all the sizes. For you little niggas out there. And I got sizes for you fat niggas too. See, the other one, I got the other one, the Glydian shirts, only 2X to 5X. Those are a little thick, you know what I mean? Fat niggas need the thicker shirts. So yeah, go to the website for your apparel and shit. Look at all this. And get these coffee mugs too. I have the hoodie, but my hoodie, I ordered a sample of my hoodie. I did not like the stitching. So I'm waiting on my other sample of my hoodies to get back in here. Not hoodies, scullies. Skull caps. I'm waiting on that shit to get restitched right. Once my sample looks good, I'm going to put those up on the website too. HR 40 ain't shit. I'm glad y'all brought that up in the chat room. All this HR 40 talk, man. I did a breakdown on HR 40 too. Look up I did a broadcast about a year ago now, going through the full, because HR 40 isn't that long when you read it. I did a broadcast on that. Look back at my history on this channel. I did a whole breakdown on HR 40. HR 40 ain't shit. But yeah, black folks, we got a lot to do here as a people. And Cube is helping us out with that. Cube is using his name, using his fame, putting it on the line for us to get that real representation. So what y'all talking about here in the chat room? Yeah, I was looking for the HR 40. HR 40 ain't shit. HR 40 talking about giving money to... You made a good point, Zen Master. Only Congress has the money to appropriate, has the power to appropriate money. And you can have all the HR 40 meetings if you want. If Congress don't approve the money, they ain't gonna mean shit. And HR 40's over there talking about it's gonna need funding to even do the fucking study. So you can literally pass HR 40 and then Congress be like, nah, we don't want to pay for it. And then guess what? Study's over. And the people that HR 40 is appeasing, it's those people. HR 40 only appeases these niggas that said that we got to vote Trump in office. Then once we get Trump, not Trump. We got to get Biden in and get Trump out. Now, once we get Trump out and Biden's in, we can hold Biden accountable. Have you heard from these accountable ass niggas lately? Where are these niggas that was gonna hold Biden accountable? Where they at? Have you? I ain't been seeing these niggas post on Facebook. These niggas done went silent on Instagram. I ain't seen none of these niggas lately. HR 40 ain't gonna get passed because the grassroots and black, or even if you get HR 40 ain't gonna be shit, but black people are aware of HR 40. That shit ain't got the support of the grassroots. That's HR 40's problem. HR 40 don't have the support of the grassroots. And that's a good thing. Ice Cube's contract with Black America. Is it a lot? Yeah. Does it seem impossible? Yeah. But let me remind you of this. Black Americans have always done the impossible. When focused. Anytime defeating the impossible was the goal for Black Americans, we've defeated the impossible. We've never not won when we fought. The problem Black Americans have been having is we stop fighting for too long of periods. We'll get discouraged. We always get discouraged for about, it seems like Black people go through these periods of fighting every 30 years or so and then relax. Go through these fighting and then relax. The Seminoles was kicking ass in the 1820s. And then when them proclamations were signed, they we done fighting. We kicked y'all ass, but we'll go ahead and relocate to Oklahoma. All right, whatever. Then we get quiet. Then we be like, man, fuck this slavery shit. 1850s, Black people started kicking ass again. Slavery ended. The reason why slavery ended was because when the Civil War was over, Lincoln didn't necessarily want to free the slaves. Mind you, the Emancipation Proclamation only applied to the North. It didn't apply to the South. At the end of the Civil War, slavery was still technically legal in the South. Lincoln saw what the Black folks did in the Civil War and didn't want no more problems. Because he was told, if you don't free these slaves, you're going to have another war on your hand. He saw what we did in the Yamasee War. He saw what we did throughout the Mississippian Wars, the Seminole Wars, and then again in the Civil Rights. During the Civil War. He didn't want them. In 1865, the United States literally could not handle another war. They couldn't. So we won. We got ourselves out of slavery. Cool. Chilling. Went dormant. Reconstruction ends 1877. 1892, Black people say, fuck this shit. They get with the Populist Party. Changed a lot of things politically in the 1892 election, 1896. And then the white supremacy pulled another trick on us, offered the white folks a few more goodies and giveaways than they gave us, and they turned their backs on us, and we was kind of down on it again. 1820s, Black neighborhoods throughout the United States getting burned down, Black cities getting burned down. Mid-1830s, during the jazz swing eras, niggas turn up again. Take on a more militant stance. Billie Holiday sings the song Strange Fruit, 1937. Talking about the lynchings down south. Ida B. Wells, on top of shit. Marcus Garvey, running shit. Martin Luther King's a little boy, a little kid, seeing this shit, growing up. That era from the late 30s, when Black people started to get militant again, is what led to the civil rights movement that got kicked off in 1955. We kicked the civil rights movement off in 1955. A decade later, we won. We got them to do exactly what we wanted them to do. Again, we lost also, but what we lost was what we asked for. See, Black people, we have this thing where we win, but we lose. And the parts that we lose are the parts that we participate in. They're the parts that we can control. We just haven't been seen in a certain way. We won because we got them to bend to our will. We lost because our will was integration, not reparations. Dr. John Henry Clark said it himself. If black people pushed for reparations in the 60s, we could have got it. But we allowed the NAACP, SNCC, and all them punk-ass organizations to hijack the message. So we won. We got what we want. We just wanted the wrong shit. Got dormant. Got quiet again. Boom. 1992 hit. 1991. Ice Cube dropped death certificate. Telling you motherfuckers what was coming down the pipeline if shit didn't get right here in LA. Had the LA riots. And I'm here to tell you. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do a whole broadcast of the LA riots. Because LA riots was a good thing for us here in LA. Y'all hear these losers talking about, but they're burning down their own community. No, you dumb nigga. No, we didn't. Niggas burned down them shops and them disrespectful ass Asians was in, accusing niggas of stealing when they were just going in to buy some fucking milk. Places that sold us shit we didn't need anyway. We didn't burn down our shit. We burned down people who invaded our neighborhoods, capitalizing off us. We burned down they shit. And they insurance companies had to pay for it, not us. But you know what the LA riots brought? They brought Operation Rebuild LA. Because in the late 80s, early 90s, you couldn't find a black-owned business nowhere in South Central. Why? Because the city council would make sure you keep the motherfuckers out. Unless it was a burger stand. You couldn't get good black businesses here in LA in the late 80s. Example, my cousin Michael, God rest his soul, rest in peace. Eye doctor. Vision 1. Finished optometry school. Tried to open up an eyeglass shop in Los Angeles, California, and they wouldn't let him. So my cousin Michael had to go way to fucking Pomona in 1989 to open up his first eyeglass shop. Because they wouldn't let him open one up on Vernon and Gage. They wouldn't let him open one up on Crenshaw and 43rd. They wouldn't let him open one up on Western and Slauson. They wouldn't let him open one up on Santa Fe and Greenleaf. So he had to go way to fucking Pomona to open up an optometry shop. He just trying to get a nigga's 20/20 vision. The city of LA said, nope. But guess what happened in 1992? This motherfucker got burned down. So when Operation Rebuild LA came, they prioritized black businesses. And my cousin Michael, who for 7 years was trying to get an optometry shop, opened in LA and couldn't. When Operation Rebuild LA came, he was able to open up a shop on Vermont and 83rd 83rd and Vermont. Right down the street from Crenshaw Christian Center, where Fred Price built that Faith Dome. That's what happened after the riots. Unfortunately, my cousin passed away 1 month before his shop opened. So he got to build it. He designed it. And if y'all see the building there right now, it's on the northwest corner of 83rd and Vermont. It's a brown brick building. My cousin Michael designed that, and that was going to be his community eye clinic, where he was going to offer free screenings to children in the neighborhood. Got built after the LA riots. After LA, because people in LA have been saying we want this shit. See, this is what happens. A lot of these motherfuckers be going around, well, you don't have to burn anything. Look, motherfucker. I remember as a child, when I was 10, my mom leaving the house and going to city council meetings with Nate Holden. Nate Holden was on the LA City Council over the Crenshaw District. 90016, 90008, 90043. Y'all know the zip codes, LA niggas. Y'all know who Nate Holden was. My mom was at them meetings once a month, championing Nate Holden to allow my cousin Michael to open up his shop. My mama my mama used to take me when I was 8 to Maxine Waters meetings. Because Maxine Waters, she was a local congresswoman back then. I remember going to see Maxine Waters in the 90s with my mom when I was 9, 10 years old. My Aunt Mabel is the person that got my mom onto this shit. My Aunt Mabel was one that told my mom when these community meetings was. And in these meetings was black people asking for all this shit before the riots. You know what Nate Holden would do? Okay, yeah, not do shit. And then we got that jackass Mark Ridley Thompson to replace Nate Holden. Oh, too short looking ass nigga. Yeah, you Mark Ridley Thomas. 1998, Magic Johnson was going to buy the Santa Barbara Plaza right across the street from the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall. The Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall was built and opened in 1989. 1990. No. It opened like in 90. If y'all look at that last scene on Boys in the Hood, when Ferris was at the little eating, he was like, "These are my fries," and they killed him. That was at the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall, like literally the month that it opened. Because you had the Macy's, at the time it was May Company, Robinson May, and Broadway. You had them 2 stores there, and you had Sears, but it wasn't one connected mall. When they built that bridge and opened up the mall, that was done right at the time. If y'all saw Boys in the Hood, that was done at the mall right after it opened. Right across the street from there is a place called the Santa Barbara Plaza. Open ass plaza. Nothing there. What was there? It was a former shopping center that was then done. Nothing else, not like in the shopping center that was basically all them shops had closed down. Magic Johnson was gonna buy it and renovate it. I'm gonna take y'all on a map right here. Magic was gonna buy this shit because he had just built the mall. Right, he had just built where it says Cinemark, where you see highlighted Cinemark, Baldwin Hills. That was the original Magic Johnson Theater. He was gonna buy this whole plot of land next to it, where you see this Kaiser Permanente. He was gonna buy this whole plot of land there and build a full shopping center for black people. Then you had that sorry son of a bitch, Mark Ridley Thomas, say he wanted his name to be on the plaza. And so since his name was on the plaza, he rejected the plan. But then the white folks from Kaiser come in. Now all of a sudden they can build something. When this shit should have been developed 20 years ago. That's how they did black businesses here in LA. Until the fucking riots. When the riots hit, all of a sudden them niggas start listening. This is my neighborhood I grew up in during the riots. Coliseum Elementary was where I went. There used to be a shopping center right here that got burned down during the riots. The riots burned down in 7-Eleven right here. I used to live here on this block right here, Chesapeake. I remember when the riots hit, where all this shit was at Baldwin Hills Shopping Center, all that shit burned down. The Superior, that shit was a Kmart, not Kmart, Thrifty, that shit burned down. With the CV, all that shit burned down in my neighborhood. But it was a good thing. Because here on Crenshaw, we used to want more stuff. Like now they have like a goddamn public storage. They got a Big 5 Sporting Goods over here. When I was a kid, it wasn't no fucking Big 5. If we wanted sporting goods, we had to drive way to Culver City. When the riots happened, they redeveloped all this shit on Crenshaw. And they gave us the things that we have been asking for before the riots. So don't tell me riots don't work. We used to have to drive way to the fucking other side of town to get shit. After the riots, they finally built shit where we were. That's how this sorry ass city gets down. And yes, it was black people. Like I said, my mom, my Aunt Mabel, we were at those city council meetings to get this shit done. They didn't listen until niggas turned up. Because you always get somebody from out of town and be like, well, you should have just did it another way. Niggas was doing it the other way. But guess what happens? When black people do shit the right way, nobody puts a camera on it. Black people doing shit the right way don't get a CNN special. Black people participating locally and doing things the right way, they don't get things showcased and highlighted on ABC 2020. Only black degeneracy gets highlighted and showcased. It must be somebody, it must be another coon just hit the thumb down. It's all right. We got 251 non-coons that hit the thumbs up. Turn up! If America had this kind of ratio, non-coons to coons, we'd be all right. And for every 2 coons is 251 downright riders for black society, we good. If you ain't a coon and you like black society, hit a thumbs up and share this shit if you haven't done so already. Yeah. That's right. I appreciate the thumbs up. I think said Mabel's can cook and give you great hugs. Hell yeah, my Aunt Mabel can cook and give great hugs. My Aunt Mabel lived right around the corner from me on Potomac and Rodeo Road. They call that shit. They still call it. They call it Obama Boulevard. Nah, that's just Rodeo Road to me, nigga. Rodeo Road. But yeah, man. So that's what we want to talk about when it comes to Ice Cube's plan for Black America. When you take it to the independent referee, the independent referee is just the rules of the game. The referee's job is only to enforce the rules. What does the referee say? The referee is the political science book. The referee is the civics book. And in political and science and civics, how do laws get passed? How do laws get created? People or groups or companies or organizations create what they want to see, hand them off to the people who want the vote. And whether or not that person gets the vote or the money, the monetary support, depends on if they're willing to champion that agenda or not. If you're going to vote, do it the right way. Appreciate the Cash App, Lamont Griffin. Salute to you, brother. Salute, salute, salute. Someone asked, what's my opinion on Maxine Waters? She used to be useful. Now she's just a useful tool for white supremacy. That's nothing. You get black folks, just because they start good don't mean they end good. Maxine Waters came out and she exposed the crack epidemic here in LA being created by Oliver North and funded by the government. Maxine Waters started off good. She's the one that got Dick Gregory went to Maxine Waters to get that information put out there to the world. I always salute and thank Maxine Waters for having the courage to do that in the 80s. Problem is, since the 80s, she ain't done shit for us. Not for her district. She'll do shit that looks good locally. I mean, nationally. But here in her district, she over here talking about immigrant rights and all this shit. Fuck about no Maxine Waters now. She used to be dope. She ain't dope no more. Hell yeah, Maxine Waters. LA is beautiful. Oh, and I can't announce it yet, but Craig Facts, we got a comedy show coming up pretty soon. It's gonna be here in LA at an undisclosed location. It'll be outside and socially distanced with heat lamps. And I think we're gonna stream it for the nation. I don't know if we're gonna stream it yet, but we will have one here live locally, a comedy show. That shit gonna be funny than a motherfucker. If y'all don't watch Craig Facts, tune in. Yes, this how dope and ignorant we are at Craig Facts. Yesterday, we were talking about white supremacy, and usually at our normal studio, it's a black dude that runs it. But this studio we was at, it's a bunch of white boys behind the cameras. We still didn't give a fuck, talked about white supremacy. Then we talked about blockchain technology, Bitcoin, how to invest, how to monetize your digital content. We gave you live music and about an hour of roasting each other. You got all that shit on Craig Facts yesterday. We probably roasted for a good hour on each other. Like we was not stopping that shit. But in between the roasting, we gave you some dope ass information on blockchain technology, Bitcoin, monetizing digital content. We do it all on that show. I love that show. What's my opinion on D.L. Hughley? Sell out. D.L. Hughley is a puppet for the Democrats now, just like Common. He got a little radio show. He got his little, perks from the dominant society. So now D.L. Hughley's out there. I've been suspect on D.L. Hughley for a long time, but the way he went at Ice Cube without any solutions of his own, that let me know. I was thinking D.L. Hughley, he compromised. He on they team. He ain't fucking with us. Hell yeah, Shahar. Charlie looked like a rattlesnake on Craig Facts. A nigga golden. A Black Foundation. I only saw the first half of 5150. I heard up until the song. Actually, when I'm done with this broadcast, I'm going to go back to work designing my website, and I'm going to be listening to 5150 while I'm designing my website. Shouts out to Stephen J. He was there. I've been knowing him when we first started comedy. Like, he started comedy a little bit before me, but he was around too with the Comedy Union. My first couple months, my first year in comedy, Stephen J. To hear more, Craig Smith, Big Ja, Daphne Springs. All these niggas you see with multi-million followers now on YouTube, the ones from LA, we was all together in 2010. Talking about the day this comes, today. And when this day comes. And that day is here for a lot of my brothers and sisters that was at the Comedy Union, J-Spot, 2010, as brand new comics, not knowing where the fuck the future was going to bring us. Now Daphne got millions of subscribers. Big Ja got millions of subscribers. Teddy Ray was around. That nigga's dope. Slink Johnson was around before Black Jesus. Slink was there. Larry Goodwell, London Brown from that show Ballers. Fat Reggie from that show Ballers, London. Him. Brent Taylor was my DJ when I ran that show at the Comedy Union. That nigga Brent was my DJ. He would DJ for stage time. Most of them roast me niggas was there. crazy how things come together and how, hell yeah, Arona Lopez too. J. Scott, Arona, I love Arona Lopez, man. Arona Browning was her name then. Like, it's sad to see what's happened to her mentally because Arona was Arona was, at the time, she was a little ahead of us. She was in Tony Baker's class because Tony Baker was like, Tony Baker, Arona, they had been in comedy a little longer than our class. They were kind of already established when we were all new. But Arona was dope. Man, I love Arona. Man, it's sad to see. Right when she got her breakout opportunity with Wildin' Out, she had that nervous breakdown, and y'all see what happened to her on social media. I don't ever talk about it because it's sad for me to see. As a matter of fact, before Arona had that breakdown, she was a tenant of mine. She rented from me an apartment right down the street. I rented an apartment out to Arona before she had that breakdown. And this was before she got on Wildin' Out. It was somebody else on Wildin' Out that I rented another apartment out to that I'm not going to name their name because, I ain't got many things good to say about that person that rented an apartment for me, but I'm not one to sit around and spread messy shit. So I'm not going to mention that person's name. But Arona rented for me and Arona was dope. Then she got that opportunity on Wildin' Out, went to New York, and something happened out there when she had that breakdown. So when y'all see people acting crazy, acting funny, man, don't judge them. Don't judge them. Mental health is real, man. I remember Arona working her ass off. She used to, when she stayed in my building down the street, man, Arona would work day. She'd be up driving Uber in the morning, work her day job, come back home, do comedy clubs, and after doing comedy clubs, put her press release together and put her name out there for other places. She grinded to get to where she got. Yeah. So I could see her having a breakdown, man. She worked hard. Yeah, so it's sad to see her in the position that she's in now, knowing how hard she worked to get there. Are the George Floyd cases next week? Daphne, she dope. I remember when I gave Daphne her first opportunity at a comedy club in LA. I had only been a comedian at the time for about a year, but I was hosting that night. And my comedian friend Steve Henry, he the one that told Daphne about my room at the Comedy Union. And one thing I love about Daphne, as famous as she's gotten online, man, like, because a lot of these Hollywood niggas really don't fuck with me like that. Some of them do, a lot of them don't, because I've always been on my own path. I've never been one to hang out and be in anybody's inner circle. I was kind of always on the outside of that. And so a lot of them niggas never really fuck with me heavy. And as you can see, a lot of these niggas, they got opportunities at these particular channels. They didn't hit a nigga back up. The ones who had leverage to get me on, the niggas that hit me up. Craig would try to get me in opportunities at All Def. Teddy Ray would, but them niggas didn't have any power. The ones that had the power that fucked with me, they didn't fuck with me in return when they got the chance. I ain't gonna mention no names. But Daphne, she made it on her own. And Daphne, anytime there's any kind of information I need, I can text Daphne. Part of the reason why my YouTube channel got to where it is, where I can reach more people, because Daphne gave me some good dope ass advice. Daphne keeps her phone open for anybody who wants the game in the industry. She even put together a vision board party last year, right before the coronavirus hit. Daphne threw a party and she invited it was a bunch of comics. Of course, then none of them niggas hit me up, but Daphne hit me up. And was like, hey, we about to have a vision board party. Come on, Dwan, you don't really be fucking with Hollywood like that. You be away from us, nigga. She be the one telling me, like, nigga, you the one over there with it. You need to come on back over here. Niggas fuck with you. All right, Daphne, thank you. She's dope. Big Ja, another dope nigga. I called Jade yesterday. I still gotta have him on the show. Me and Jade's supposed to, we've tried to have him do my show at least 5 times. It just, shit always fall through. But I needed some advice on marketing some things that I have coming up. Who did I call? Jade. It don't matter that he now has over 1 million subs and I got 7,000. He don't give a fuck. He's still a real nigga. So support these a lot of these internet celebs you see coming up. A lot of these people are good people, man. For real, for real. Support these people. If you think they funny, support them. Because we making this shit on our own. Hollywood didn't fuck with us. So we fucking with ourselves. Kamira White, another one. I love Kamira, man. I'm gonna have Kamira back on this show. I really for sure consider Kamira White like a friend. Like, that's my friend. Kamira's my friend to the point to where her and my wife are like hella cool now. Nigga. Kamira come by the house and smoke. I go by her house and smoke. And then she kick it with the wife and they talk, have a good time. Another dope person. Precious Hall. Dope. Precious is so dope. She's a beautiful woman. Inside. Kamira and Precious, yeah, they funny. Y'all see them on All Def making y'all laugh. But be rest assured, Kamira White and Precious are just as beautiful inside as they are outside. They're beautiful human beings. Kamira and Precious are beautiful souls. You're not just looking at two pretty, funny women. They're beautiful souls. Daphne, she genuinely want to see everybody wins. Win. You want some information? Hit up Daphne. These are beautiful people. Yeah, watch them all. Don't make this a competition between all of us. We want y'all all to fuck with all of us. Don't pick and choose. If one person's brand of entertainment you prefer over other one, don't shit on them either. If one of these people I'm talking about or that you see out there, their brand of entertainment doesn't vibrate with you, don't shit on them. Just don't watch them. Don't compare one to the next. We all do our own thing. I remember when we first started comedy, man. We used to have writing sessions at the Sizzler across the street from the Forum, where the Lakers used to play. Me, London Brown, Stevie J, Big Ja, Larry Goodwell, Brandon Lewis from All Def. To hear more would stop in from time to time on those. 2010, we used to be right across the street from the Forum doing writing sessions. And yes, you have certain dynamics within crews where certain people don't fuck with other people. But I'm not here to talk about that bullshit. It ain't about who don't get along with who. Because when it comes down with who don't get along with who, there are way more that do get along than that don't. So I'm going to spend my time focusing on those of us that do get along. Like, look, I'm going to show y'all some pictures from my Facebook. Y'all think I'm bullshitting? This 2010. You see To Hear More? You see Brandon Lewis? You see Me High as Hell? London Brown from Ballers? That's my brand, Brandon Watson. Sam Watson's son. I think it's Brandon. Because Sam Watson used to come down to the shows too. You know, Sam Watson that represents Al Heyman. Family friend. When I first started comedy, he used to come to a lot of them shows. Look at this old picture. You see Big Ja ugly ass? Larry? Yeah, we've been doing this shit for a minute. I was looking for that picture from the writing sessions that we used to have with Stevie J. You see Stephen J's iced tea looking ass. Here it is. This is that Sizzler I was telling y'all about. Right across the street from the Forum. That's me, Brandon Lewis, London Brown. Stevie J was there that day, but he not in this picture. Here it is. There's Stephen J right there. He used to do this joke where his closing joke was him in his little tight ass pants. It's 2010. It's a lot of love within the black creative community, people. Don't let them tell you that we don't get along. Oh, this is back when I used to coach basketball. All these niggas is grown. My little man back here in the back, Nick, this nigga went to Georgetown, full ride scholarship, graduated. Now he a grown ass man. Damn. Back when I used to coach basketball. But yeah, like nigga, like we for real, as a black community, as black creatives, we really do fuck with each other. We really do get along. Don't listen to these motherfuckers talking about what black people don't do. Well, black people, oh, we just hate on each other. Oh, black folks, they don't look out for each other. Man, if I want some information, I don't even kick it with Clayton Thomas, but I know I can call Clayton Thomas and get some information if I needed it. Clayton Thomas, he be on 5150. Good dude. Clayton Thomas, man, he ain't selfish with the information. I'm only pointing this out to black people. I'm pointing this out because I want, part of what I do here, I like reinforcing positive stereotypes. Because we don't have enough positive stereotypes about us. We don't have enough information about the things that we do great and the things that we do right. We do a lot of things right. We just don't broadcast our right, and we over broadcast our wrong. That's a major problem. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my man Stevie J could be doing too much. Yeah, he can sometimes, but hey, I'm not. Look, man, look. Every human, every man has their path, has their journey. He's on his. He said, I watch y'all on TV. He said, and me too. I watch most of internet shit before instead of TV shit too. Yeah. Yeah, Jerry, it is great to see. That is how it's supposed to be. Yeah, Clayton and Tangerine. Clayton and Tangerine and Daphne are the ones that got together to throw that vision board party. And on top of the vision board party, we're all in the Instagram group to where we were getting each other, like motivating each other to update to our vision. Now the coronavirus hit and fucked a lot of plans off. But it wasn't because we didn't try. I appreciate that, Von Crenshaw. Yeah, these immigrant-run websites, Rob McCoy, won't talk to you about this. So it's on us to talk about it. They don't have to talk about it. Fuck them. We gonna talk about it. We gonna broadcast it. Like, yeah, like at the Comedy Union, it's Tony Baker. He used to come and do my shows all the time when I hosted. Tony Baker, I would have him headline a lot. These niggas is internet celebrities now. Hell, Bill Burr used to come down to my show. He was a celebrity then, but he's way bigger now. Bill Burr was one thing about Bill Burr, he's one of those white dudes who's genuinely cool with black folks. You know what I mean? I'm never one to go look for white saviors, and I don't see him as one. But I've never gotten a phony vibe from Bill Burr from not one joke, not one interaction. Because a lot of these white comics come down, they patronize black audiences. They act like they know a few black stereotypes and then play off that. Bill Burr's a real one. He's a real one. I fuck with Bill Burr heavy. Earthquake used to come down and do the show. These are all pictures on my Instagram. This ain't nothing y'all can't see. My man Jocko Sims. I love Jocko. He's not a comic, but Jocko, he's on that show. He was on that show, Newcastle. That was that medical show that's on. What's that show? Newcastle, some shit like that. He was also on that TNT show. He's been on the Last Ship. Jocko used to come to all the parties. I mean, all the shows. So yeah, we really do fuck with each other when it comes to this comedy game. We really do. It's me and Larry. We was at some we was in some nigga's wedding. Ain't worth talking about whose it was. But yeah, man. We as black folks, we really do rock with each other. We really do fuck with each other. It's just the good shit I ain't seen. And I'm so happy to see my brothers and sisters that started out in this comedy world with me now just flat out celebrities, man. I love that shit. Y'all keep talking about CVJ was wild. Now, I gotta go back and watch the rest of 5150. I don't want to comment too much on 5150 last night. Like I said, because I'm about an hour and 20 in. Like they haven't even gotten to the break yet. To the part that I've watched. So I gotta go back and watch the whole 5150 to see what y'all talking about. Yep, look at Roz. Roz is my nigga too. She was around. Thank you, Tony Williams. There are 8 billion different realities in this world. Everyone has to play their part. Dope comment, brother. Dope comment. Dope comment. So, yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about today. I got to get up out of here pretty soon. I got to drop. Today's rent collection day. 3 of my 4 buildings. I got to go pick up rent from these motherfuckers. Make sure they all paid on time. I've always wanted to do that part on Coming to America when he says, "Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker." I've always wanted to do that to one of my tenants. But I do a good job of screening these motherfuckers so they don't really play games with me like that. I swear I want to do that one day. "Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker." You hear me? Omari Mitchell says, any sport. I will do. I'm going to do some sports talk soon. Because I have to get my man J Rube on here, Janai Rubin. He's a former UCLA hooper. He was on the team that competed for the national championship back in 2016. I have him lined up. And I have my man Matthew Marr lined up. Y'all know him, the draft review. I got both of them lined up. So I will have some sports talk coming real soon. I'm not really doing too much on new. I'm doing this Cube. I saw this contract released on his Twitter, but like right now I'm actually taking a break from news. I'm not watching news at least for a couple weeks because you have to have balance in life, because regardless of what's going on in the news, it's not going to affect how you live your life. You create your reality. Again, we all create our own reality. I like to monitor the news to see what's going on, to bring awareness, because you still, even though you create your own reality, even though we're higher beings than what we are here on this earth, we still are here on earth. And the best way to navigate through earth is to understand the information that's being put out there so we can navigate easier through this earthly experience. So yes, y'all know me. I do talk politics. I do talk the news and all that shit. But right now, I'm taking a break off the news. I'm basically right now, I'm in shit. I'm on YouTube now. I'm kind of in my Bobby Hemmett mode. I'm in my metaphysical mode. And also I'm, my company. I'm building my company right now, my website, and I'm finishing his book. So the little bit of I'm not doing too much entertainment to begin with. I'm not doing too much entertainment to begin with. And And plus, I got my company. I want y'all to see the website as it's coming along. I want y'all to see this web. I'm logging into it right now. But yeah, we gotta you can't be into this news shit too much. You know what I mean? You gotta watch it and then you gotta get up out of it. Watch it, get up out of it. See what's going on, get up out of it. Don't get lost in this illusion that we're in. Don't get lost up in the game. Don't get lost in the motherfucking sauce, is what I'm trying to say. Look, my website is coming through. Look at this. Look how beautiful this website is. It's almost ready to be launched. Because I have my book, No Time to Waste, getting ready to launch. I'm going to drop the book the same day I drop the website. And we're going to also drop a webinar on this whole thing too. But yeah, y'all see this? My relationship coaching website. Look at this. Look how dope my shit is. Yeah, that's me, nigga. That's a picture I took at me and my wife's 20-year reunion. I cropped her picture out for you niggas that want to go around starting controversy. Because my wife don't want her picture all over the fucking internet. So no, I don't put her shit out. My wife is a private citizen. I'm the public figure. But I guarantee you, any picture you see me taking on Instagram out in nature or at a concert anywhere, my wife is standing next to me. 98% of the pictures you see me take, my wife is 2 feet to the left or 2 feet to the right. That's my dog. So that's why I started my relationship coaching business, because I'm a dope ass husband. And I figure I can share my game to other niggas who want to be dope ass husbands, dope friends, dope sons, daughters, parents. You want dope communication with your people. I figured, fuck it, I'm gonna write the goddamn book on it and use my experience to spread information to y'all. I'm not some nigga that wrote a book and opened up a business talking about one day I'm gonna be that. No. I'm sharing with you niggas everything that I've always been. This is nothing I'm striving to. This is who I am. I'm gonna change some of these pictures out, but I'm gonna have my low-cost webinars, personal relationship coaching, parent-child communication workshops, because a lot of parents have a hard time communicating certain shit to the kids. As someone who's worked with kids over 25 years, I know how to talk to these little motherfuckers about certain things that parents struggle to talk to them about. I just help and coach the parent to do that. Because I understand sometimes parents, it's hard to say certain things to your children. But those things still need to be said. So yeah, I got all that shit here. Buy in, don't drop out. That's my program that I created to help people buy into school and not drop out. Tell you what a relationship coach is, what it is not. Nigga, I got a Q&A, FAQ, all that shit. Nigga, I'm a businessman for real, nigga. I just talk ignorant. Well, I'm ignorant too. I'm a Gemini. I'm all this shit. I'm a comedian. I'm a shit talker. And I'm a brother that helps people out. That's the beauty of being a Gemini. You've experienced the bipolar ends of the spectrum. I guess Tony Williams wasn't listening. Tony Williams said, get rid of the white hand in the background. Hey, Tony Williams, were you listening when I said I am building the website? That means not complete. That means this ain't what you gonna see when the shit goes live. I'm building the website. All right? Building. If I click on webinar, nothing's there because it hasn't been built yet. If you click on books, nothing's there because it hasn't been built yet. If you click on programs, I got like 2 programs in, but it hasn't been built yet. I'm building the website. So yes, the website will be nice and right before it gets launched. No, I don't need any help or any advice at this point because it's still being built. Think I'm having a goddamn white hand on my website for a company that I own? Nigga, please. I only put my picture in because I wanted to see how it fit. And Brandon do look like Bill Duke. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for joining. Relationship classes coming soon. I'm going to give y'all the website when it's up so y'all can sign up for the online classes. This is a service to my community based on my experiences. Again, I'm not writing to you motherfuckers about one day what I hope to be. I'm giving you information on what I've done to get to where I am right now. On the areas within my life that I'm satisfied. And we all have areas of our lives that we're not satisfied in, including me. But we're all a work in progress. As you build your life, build the things that you're not satisfied with. If it doesn't bother you and other people talk shit about it, but you're okay with it, then be okay with it. Stand on your square. We create our own reality. We create our own lives. Remember that. Regardless of the information I give, regardless of the information that you take in, you still create. Remember that. And remember when it comes to Ice Cube playing for Black America, when it comes to the contract for Black America, Ice Cube is playing this the way our civics class told us politics should be played. So anyone saying Ice Cube is doing it wrong, they're disagreeing not with Ice Cube, they're disagreeing with simple basic civics. So there's no need to argue with these people. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. What can you do to help and support Ice Cube in this plan? Ask your local representatives what part of this plan they're going to adopt, or give them a part to adopt in exchange for your vote. And if they agree to do that, fill in the blank part that they adopt, then give them their vote and put some money on it too. Put some money behind your politicians who do the things that we say need to be done. My name is Dwan B. I'm about to get up out of here. Get your t-shirts, Hotepish.com. Don't let the weight of the world get you down. Know that you create your own reality. And remember to love the people who give you love. If you spend all your time loving the people who give you love, you don't have the time nor energy to give to haters and people who don't like you, because you're too busy spending that time with the people who love you. That's how you neutralize bullshit. Focus on the love and you'll get more of it. Focus on the hate, focus on the negative, you get more of that shit too. And remember this, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those who are willing to pick up the game. My name is Dwan B. We are out of here.